Can you see the screen, guys? Is
Yes.
it blurry for you? Like,
Seems
No,
fine.
it's okay.
Yeah, good.
okay. Okay, so like, what do I see from your team comp here is you have only Rakan who can basically engage. Enemies have so much engage into this game. Like all the champions they have shit ton of crowd control there. So I think it's gonna be quite hard for you to survive the early mid game. Like it's gonna be really easy for your opponents to just get into a team fight than it's gonna be for you. And I think in this game, different from the one that I watched yesterday, yeah, like you had a pretty good draft in my opinion the first game, and in this
Maybe
game
not in this one. Yeah.
I don't really think it's gonna be easy for you to win this game. To be honest, if I consider both teams are equally the same
But
skill.
if we see early on in the draft that they're picking aggressive engage comps, how do you deter that? How do you make it through the mid game and early?
Well, it,
How do
like
we draft differently?
well, I don't know what they picked at the beginning, but if I see them
Ah,
picking like
yeah.
let's say this or this, like if I see them
Mhm.
picking two of these melees, you can easily go for a Darius top lane very easily, and it's gonna screw them pretty hard because it counters melee champions very
Okay.
hard. Other option is go for something with disengage, basically something that gives you shieldings, disengage, so you can just survive the sustain the first because they have only one um, like one chance for an engage. If you
Yeah.
survive it, then you easily kill them. So some champions maybe like either a Taric or some buffers that give you shieldings. That this is what you wanna basically go for.
Okay.
These are the two options I would say. Okay, so do you want me to go for a directed camera or more to focus on specific lane there?
I'm not first.
Let me just
I
increase.
can't really remember where it went wrong, so it might just need to be a general overview.
Okay. So I would say the pathing from the jungler from the bottom to top is pretty fine. What I see again is like if you just think about it, like what's gonna happen if enemies just invade you here? Like you have nobody covering this area, so what your jungler has to do is stay here, place a ward at about like 40-50 seconds, and go back to base, changing the trinket. It's pretty bad if you go for a yellow trinket at the beginning if you don't have Oracle. So that's how you do that. You place the word Eureka and you switch to Oracle because it allows you to go for ganks. And this way you clear vision. And you can get very easily invaded right now. So as a jungler, so that's a problem. Padding towards top side is good because with Rombo it's pretty easy to punish Malphite. So that's absolutely on point. And the other thing is on bot lane is going to be quite hard if Jarvan focus bot lane like
Yeah.
he needs to do, because his strong side is bot lane. It's gonna be way easier for them to win 3v3. So that's why you need to play more safe on the bot side. And what do you want to do on top lane? I would suggest you try to not shove the wave because you want to get easy ganks on top. Even like
Yeah.
there is no way Malphite can make any impact with into the scuttle here. Like you should know that Jarvan has to play bot side. If Jarvan tries to play top side, if the wave is here in the middle and both of you just rotate there, there is nothing that Malphite's going to be able to do compared to you.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Yes, hello.
So do you want me to start from the start or just keep on going?
No, just keep going. Sorry, my bad. I was late.
No problem. Are you the jungler by any chance, or you're
Am I who?
the jungler into the game?
No, I'm the mid laner.
Okay, okay. I didn't discuss anything about mid yet,
It's fine.
so it's fine. So the problem here is you can't pull any kind of early opportunity because top lane was just pushing, and that's the only way you can actually go for a gank. If you go for a mid lane play, they have exhaust, so it might be quite tricky for you to do to its own mid lane. This is the other opportunity you have as dual mid and jungle. Let me just see this bot lane play there. You both need to use the biscuits as early as possible.
Mm.
And here you should just fully commit. Like you shouldn't really back off. Like first of all, use the biscuits, and when you now you know this guy has no Q, so they have no spells basically. So Nautilus is just gonna do auto attacks. So here, when you go for this play, this should be a full commitment. You should have both
Okay.
go there, use heal. He's gonna flash somewhere. You need to use both
Flash
these, and this is
follow.
and this I see it as a first blood.
Okay. Yeah, my bad.
Like to be able to focus on rotations and play as a team, you need to have strong side. And if you don't succeed to pull things, because Will said like that we should not focus on personal things, but like on single players, but on macro movements. If you don't pull the lead when you can, it's gonna make it hard for you to do anything into the rest of the game. So
Right.
both things I would say are pretty connected.
Okay.
So another thing, because Syndra plays with exhaust, she don't have TP. My suggestion here is both of you have to just push this wave. If Syndra has TP, it's okay to just back off. But the moment you like this guy just run away and you stop the chase, just both of you go there and push the two waves. This way, you're gonna have good reset, denying Syndra of experience and gold. Usually you have TP, but I think this way you would have just denied her of a good amount of CS. So I think that's I think you could have done together.
Hmm.
So from the moment that you burn Jin, both summoners there, this guy needs to get abused the moment he step up on bot lane. So now we know he's resetting. He reset it, and he needs like about 20 seconds for him to go back there. 25 seconds. So that's why with Graves, my suggestion is with Graves and Diana, just try to go bot lane and try to look for a play right now. Like specifically Graves. Like Diana is not necessarily to move there, but with Graves, I suggest you just start moving towards the bot side right now, because we know that they're gonna start moving, and very soon they're. So you need to, the moment they come up, they need to break this freeze. Here, like your bot lane is basically freezing this, and they have to break the freeze, or this wave is gonna stay here for a long time. I just want to see if like what Rakan is doing here is he's pushing the wave for no reason. And this way, this is gonna result enemies to stay in a safe position because of that. And you auto attack minion as well. You don't want to do this. You just want to freeze the wave, so you can tank the minion wave, bring it back here,
Yeah.
and let these minions to hover it, so it's gonna stay there. And when you push this wave, your opportunity is gonna disappear. In like what enemies needs to do, they don't need to face to step up there. They can just stay back, and this wave is always gonna push towards them. It's never
Yeah.
gonna get free. And here, these are like few opportunities that are already missed. Like you could have killed them earlier, you could have killed them now the second time, um, and this is how you would have pulled lead. And when they stay under the turret, that's something we talked about. But when they stay under the turret, it makes it impossible for you to get any type of gang setup there. Um, and these are just 1 second. Sorry, I'm back. Can you tell me, guys, how do you see the early game? Like, what's your opinion? Do you think it could have go different? What's the opinion on the things I told you? How do you see it? Give me some feedback.
In this game,
Mhm.
well, I think I should have personally looked for more roams once I got level 6, and maybe had a few like TP timings where I should have TP'd to fight, which we'll probably see later. But um, and well, as you said, I think we should have maybe communicated more clearly that when Jin has no flash, we
Mhm.
should have focused. Like our jungler should have, um, and me, to be honest, should have pressured bot more.
Mhm. 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 So the problem with this TP, let me see exactly when you started timing, because I think you saw Malphite getting the Drake before the TP started. So at this point, the fight on bot lane is over. Like you should not go there. Like, you should not start tipping. The fight is over. Your Graves is on the opposite side of the map from bot lane, and Diana can't really join this. So you want to make plays only when the jungler can be there, and if the mid laner can be there. But you need to have majority of people into this fight to make it work.
Yeah.
If you just TP alone, it's not gonna. You're not gonna make any kind of difference.
I think at that point, because we had a lack of vision, we thought it was just a 3v2.
Yeah. I think
Even if it's 3v2, the fight is over right now. Like this fight
Yeah.
is
Right.
over right now.
yeah,
Fair
we've
enough.
lost the Twitch.
So it's basically two. It's gonna be 2v2 when you TP there.
Yeah, makes sense.
The good thing is Diana is getting quite a lot of gold from mid lane, denying the enemy gold there. But make sure when you go for these type of plays, like you need to synchronize with the jungler. Jungler needs to be always on the place where you want to force. You should never force without him, unless it's like 1v1 or 2v2, for example.
So here, I think, well, I died, but I was trying to push the wave because I felt like I had to start roaming.
The moment you show off recall is right now, basically, at this point. Like, I mean, not now exactly here, but your goal is to just get into a safe position and just go back, because you already have a good gold amount. You shouldn't stay for this wave. You can't stay for this wave. All
Mhm.
your team is backing off. So just look from enemy's perspective what they see. Like, remember where your team is and just look at this now. Look what they see. They see only one guy on the minimap. So everyone, like whoever can, is gonna try to go on you. So you don't have the opportunity to try push this wave, because you already got a lot, and you need to use this gold amount to reset. You should have recall right now. Basically, you shouldn't stay and wait
Mm.
for the
Yep.
wave, because now you lose your tempo. And when Syndra comes back on mid lane, you're gonna have 1k gold, and she's gonna have like 2.5k gold. And there is no way you're gonna. How are you gonna find a reset? You can't. So that's why you should go back to base at that moment. Every single time your opponent is recalling, you need to basically match the recall. Otherwise, you're gonna be losing all the pressure from mid lane, and this thing can lose you the whole game. And this is for every single laner, basically.
Mhm.
And now if Jarvan has to be here, and you need to get ganked right now, you just need to die without flash and having this gold amount. You have no gold there, and like no items, so you're very free kill. And from like this moment, with their engage, your mid game is gonna be gone. Like there is nothing you can do into the mid game, because their mid game is normal, like very strong over yours. And if you don't pull the trigger on the early plays and get lead, and that lead to help you get through the mid game and then scale and go to the late game, so their engage might not matter so much. Of course, it depends on your opponents, what are they going to do, but it's going to be very hard for you to play the game from this moment on.
Okay.
So at this point, what you can try to do with Rakan and Twitch, you can with Rakan, you can try to look for a rotation around mid lane. The idea is a little bit more back just to catch the farm, and with Rakan, because there is a fight happening for the Herald, and your team should signalize you that, and or you should see. But if you start moving there before Nautilus and just Twitch staying even under the turret, it's gonna make Twitch to stay in a safe position when and just go and impact this fight there. So the idea is to try go there if your team needs to start moving, and if the fight is over there, you can just go back to bot lane. But this is something you need to consider while you walk towards the play there. When you're not gonna lose experience or like there is a fight gonna happen with Rakan, you always want to go there and try to look for an impact. That's the same thing Nautilus wants to do basically. So at this point, you have Rakan ultimate, and it's very important for your team to look for a bot lane play. They're resetting, so you have the time for Twitch and Rakan to reset, but this should be synchronized with Graves and Diana. You need to play around your engage. There is no other way you can make any kills or rotations, like if you don't rely on it. So you need to synchronize this, like talking with each other. Can we guys get vision around this side so we can just move there and we want to fight? And when you see this happening here, you must look for this fight there. You need to go. At this point, like how I see this game is quite like unless enemies throw it back, it's gonna be like quite hard to go through the mid game.
Yeah, I can see the game being a bit doomed from here, but I think that first half was useful. Thank you.
I think the first thing the first place were the crucial ones that you should have pulled out. And from there the game, like you could have just keep like building tempo into this game and snowball it. From mid lane, it was pretty important to look for that reset. Like for the top lane, just the TP on bot lane is something pretty crucial. Like don't do that if your team can't really be there. Like specifically your jungler, play with the jungler because jungler separate distributes the resource on the map, and your goal is to play around Rakan ultimate basically. This is a Rakan ultimate and Rumble ult when you have it. So that's why it's important to be synchronized together. Tell me like about this like the early half. Do you have questions? And the rest who joined later on into the call, I believe you saw the recording. If you have questions over the yesterday recording that I did with Sueda.
I don't think I have any questions about the one you did yesterday.
Okay. No, like nobody has any questions about yesterday. Okay. So for this game, guys, again, like the important part is for first of all the draft. It's pretty hard to execute from your perspective. You could have done it if you've looked for the play on the bot lane. First of all, you could have killed Jhin. After that, Grace should have immediately ganked Jhin, like the moment they step up on the lane. Like about all of you as a laners, like AD carry top and mid lane, you always want to match the recall of your opponents. Otherwise, you won't have any kind of opportunity to rotate and make impact. It's impossible to do that. And if you don't execute these things on like on a single player perspective, there is like you're just gonna fall apart from the game unless you have very strong team fight and you just jump into a fight into the mid game. There is no other thing you can do there. Anyone wants to like ask of certain topic, like anything you want to ask, if you have some questions overall, not only for yesterday.
While I have you, I'm not on the team, but like I just have a general question for League. So let's say you have an enemy team who just likes to engage on your backline a lot, but they also have bruisers. So you know who. So like, let's say they have a, I don't know, Darius, Bear, mid lane. I don't know, something that can get into our backline like a Zed. And then you have your normal like Nautilus, Jinx kind of ADC. If they keep engaging on your backline as, let's say, a support brawl, what do I do? Do I try to tank the first half or protect my ADC kind of thing?
It depends who's the most valuable player in that particular moment when the fight happens. If it's your like, because your AD carry might be behind, it might be ahead. It depends. So if the AD carry is ahead, you definitely, if it's especially if it's a hyper carry who needs self peel, you all of you need to play around that. So you need to have a composition around this. But your AD carry might be more of a utility AD carry, let's say Ashe, for example, and your main focus might be mid lane and jungle. So then you need to play more around them. But it depends what's going to be the composition at that point. Like with Twitch, you can't really. I mean, Jarvan and Malphite are going to engage on Twitch, and you need to try peel for Twitch because he's a hyper carry.
Okay.
I had a question. I was wondering, I don't know if you have time, but I was wondering if you could review one specific moment from the game, from this game, because after we lost it, I think we identified a point in the game. It's the second Drake fight. So we thought that at that point the odds of us winning were still like 60-40 or something, right? I don't. I think it's the
Might
third
be
one.
Drake.
The third one then, and because the gold is still like relatively even though they're slightly
I'm
ahead.
going to be honest, this fight is mostly on me. I completely balls it up. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think that was much. I still got over it, but yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if my decision making was correct there. Because as Diana, I went into their backline and was basically trying to waste the time of their AD carry and mid, and I was wondering if I don't know if you could point to anything that we could have done better in this team fight.
Like what I'm looking for is like Rakan needs to pull the trigger together with flash ult immediately. That has to be
What
followed
the
by
characters for?
by Rumble and Greysuit. And Twitch, I don't think Twitch should open with ultimate. I think Twitch should just wait for Jarvan or like Malphite to engage somewhere. But I don't think you should show yourself with Twitch. You should just wait. Like here, I think Rakan went quite late when they separate. I think this fight was actually in your favor, to be honest. Like, because what I see is enemies have a very bad position there. First of all, they shouldn't like they can fight for the Drake, but they don't really need to. They can easily just go mid, let you have this Drake, which is nonsense. Just get this and get this, and they can get vision on the top side. So that's what they could have done as well. But when they go for this fight here, look the moment where you could have go for an engage. Basically, right now you can just go. Where sorry, not now. Twitch isn't there. Twitch should have moved faster. That's the first thing. Like this is the moment where you should go in with Rakan, flash, and then go through them, use W, and Rumble has to follow immediately with Gravesuit, and this is how they're gonna be low. And after that, I think you would have actually win the fight. Diana wants to go in as well. Twitch needs to stay outside of range of Malphite and Jarvan until they engage. But the moment, like, they just separate right now, and Rakan engage with W, and that's the problem. And look, they're separated. Look where the Rumble ult goes, hitting only one guy. And there is nothing Twitch can do about that. Like Twitch should have, like, there is absolutely nothing Twitch can do. He's gonna die 100%.
Sidestep the Jarvan EQ and then can flash out of the Jarvan ult if I get close enough. But yeah.
But this team fight was definitely winnable. All of them are pretty low. Like, do you see it this way? Like, tell me, what do you think? How do you see it when do you see that you could have executed when they were grouped, Rakan engage, and then the rest follow with Gravesuit, Diana, like Rumble, Diana?
Yeah, well, I think the ideal moment to engage should have been, as you said, when they were still grouped, because Rakan doesn't have flash, so you're very much relying on their bad positioning to get a good engage off. So yeah, maybe if we would maybe time the engage better, we would have won.
Yeah, this is the moment with our flash. And yeah, the other thing is what you should know about objectives. This is not only about your opponents, but every time you do an objective, you put yourself in a bad position. So this is the moment where like you can either punish the enemies for that, or you need to be aware that if you do Baron, you do Rift or Drake, you're always in a bad position, so you have very high chance to lose the fight. That's why you don't want to be on the Drake. You don't want to be doing Drake by yourself or Baron, or your idea should be to turn immediately on your opponents as a bait. You don't want to contest 50-50 unless it's like a soul, for example. This is something that to know for other moments, not exactly this one, but that's about this fight basically. Like, I'm pretty sure you would have won the fight, 100% sure.
Is
'Cause
this
you're-
Drake not more important than you're giving it credit for? Because it's soul point.
It's for them, it's not so important. For you, it's
Okay.
important to focus. But they could have played this better, but they don't need to risk it. I just want to go a little bit back, because look what your positioning is. Look, like you're all here. And it's gonna be the first Drake for you. So why they don't trade the Drake for this and this turret, if you get it? What's gonna be the problem? Like, you're 100% gonna lose a lot of your base and your if your turrets go down, it's gonna be very easy for them to make any type of rotation. So giving up this Drake gives you nothing for you. And that's why they shouldn't contest it. And for you, it's absolutely fine to contest it. That's absolutely good, because you had the right moment to engage, and you're even with them.
Yeah.
But for them, it's not a good Drake.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Any other question? Anything else you wanna see over this game, or overall any general topic you wanna discuss before we finish? Okay. Thank you for the time.
Yeah.
And
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I
thanks for having a look at this first.
just as a general tips, I give you, try to look for the balanced team comp like into the first game. Always have a good source of engage. Like, players around your division is gonna make the game. It's gonna make the game way easier for you to play when you have decent amount of engage and good mix of late game AD carry and early mid game AD carry. Like, not AD carry but carry. So your mid laner or AD carry is good to be one of them to be more of a late game, the other one to be more early mid game. so your jungler can play around certain point. And yeah, well, yeah, thank you for your time, guys. I wish you have good rest of the day. Good luck with the tournament you're gonna be playing there, and yeah,